Hi Mary, it's Kylie again, and I'm now going to show you the skill of instilling ear drops. So before I would go into the patient's room, I would check my medication to make sure I have the correct one. I would check it with the MAR, the physician orders, and my Cardex. I would check the dosage, the amount, the time it's to be given, the route, and that I have the correct patient. I then would take my supplies into the patient's room, which would be the medication itself, the dropper, a small cotton ball, and the MAR, physician orders, and the Cardex. So I would go into the patient's room, I would introduce myself, I would perform hand hygiene, I would then check the patient's wristband. To make sure I have the correct patient, I would ask the patient to recite his name and date of birth to me. I then, again, would double check my medication with the MAR and the physician orders. I then would, depending on the medication, I would pour a small amount into a medication cup. I would not want to stick my dropper directly into the medication for the risk of contamination. So I would pour a small amount into the medication cup. I would have the patient laying in a supine position with the affected ear facing up. So in this case it's his right ear. So I'll have that positioned upwards. I then would take my medication and my dropper. I would suck up the medication. For a patient over the age of 3, I would pull the ear slightly upwards and towards the back of the head. If a patient was under the age of 3, I would pull the earlobe slightly down and back. This just helps to open up the ear canal. So in his case, I would pull the ear up towards the back of the head, insert the dropper, instill the medication, take the dropper out. I would take my small cotton ball, place that in the ear. I would then have the patient lay in this position for 5 to 10 minutes to ensure that the medication makes its way all the way through the ear canal. I would then perform hand hygiene. I would then let the patient know I would be back to check on him in 10 minutes. And that is the end of the eardrops.